Betsy and Thomas here for the American Intelligence Media, and today I'm going to have a little fun with you, Thomas. I'm going to read you a tweet that just flew by the computer screen, and I'm going to read it to you, and you can tell me what you think about it. And this is from Donald Trump. Due to the fact that Democrats are unwilling to change our very dangerous immigration laws, we are indeed, as reported, giving strong considerations to placing illegal immigrants in sanctuary cities only. The radical left always seems to have an open borders, open arms policy, so this should make them very happy. Isn't that great?
The political implications of that are so profound. If you move more illegal aliens into sanctuary cities, they're going to kill all the Democrats there who are legally signed up, move out because they're under invasion. And this is already happening in California, and people don't want to hear what I had to say about this. Almost every person I talked to from California, which is a lot of people, all want out. Why? They said it's gone insane.
Well, you just got off the phone with a good friend who's in California just a minute ago.
Yeah, and it's insane. And basically, it's the liberalism has turned to anarchy. We're talking political anarchy. Sanctuary cities, sanctuary states. Do you not understand that the sealed indictments, all those many sealed indictments that everybody wants to talk about, you know who's in those sealed indictments? Every mayor of every sanctuary city. And every law enforcement officer that does not comply with ICE. There's at one point there were thousands and tens of thousands of sealed indictments that have never been exercised. Why? Because Jeff Sessions didn't have the guts to do it. He threatened them. He threatened them with keeping money from them. That's not the way you do it.
Well, that's the way a globalist does it.
You arrest somebody.
You stall and stall and stall until your party gets back in power again, and then you continue your way to destroy America. And Jeff Sessions is one of those guys who is out there trying to destroy America.
So we needed to have arrested the head law enforcement officer of whatever jail let somebody out that went out and committed another felony, and especially murder. They are complicit with murder because they refuse to follow federal and state regulations, which they took a vow to do. We need to arrest a bunch of those people and try them. That would stop sanctuary cities. Sanctuary states, let's remember, Gavin Newsom just went to El Salvador. Why? I'll tell you why. He says, and then I'll tell you the truth, he says, and this is shocking, that he's down there talking to the president of El Salvador saying, I came down to get a surfing program together, an exchange surfing program between California and El Salvador, because you have, and Honduras, both. So he's trying to sell a tourist surfing package to the Northern Triangle countries as if that's a good thing. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. That's as stupid as the Green New Deal, okay? And by the way, thank you, Ocasio, for the Green New Deal, because we can at least go back and say every single Democratic leader in the race for the president supports insanity. Now, mind you, what Trump has already said is happening. Now, and I'm going to go back to that. But Gavin Newsom did not go to our enemy and give them succor, give them assistance, and give them a surfing program that he thinks is going to save their economy and help California. In other words, he wants to bring more of these people from these three countries that have now basically been declared our enemy. We're no longer going to give them USAID funds, which is what they then turn around and pay Gavin Newsom, in my opinion. In my opinion, Gavin went down to get the cash that comes from USAID, which is tens of billions of dollars to those three countries, so that he could bring it back under his political immunity, diplomatic immunity, and deliver it to who? To his auntie, Miss Pelosi, and to Maxine Waters, who is, of course, a mega millionaire on a congressperson's salary. And who else is it there? Adam Schiff, who is also fighting for open borders. So what Trump has said here is very, very, very clear. It's already happened. It's already happened. All he has to do is designate everyone coming across the border to simply go to California. And then when we do not accept their votes in the next election and do not seat their senators and their representatives, and do not give them the federal funds because they have not complied, That is how we end the sanctuary state. Because that sanctuary state is the most corrupt state in U.S. history, and you can't get any more corrupt than the people I just mentioned. Feinstein, Pelosi, Waters, Schiff, you can't get any more corrupt than that. Just let's see their tax returns. Let's see that Feinstein is in charge of Avid and ISIS management, which is is what gives the news what to read on their prompters.
That's why they call them talking heads, because all they're doing is reading a script from Avid ISIS management. If we get rid of that, you're going to see a lot of news talking heads, what do we say? Because they don't know research. Nobody does investigative journalism. I mean, most of your people on Fox News are just reading a prompter right in front of them.
Cities, especially out west, especially California, welcome in illegal aliens because they take advantage of them by paying them less, don't pay taxes, don't give them benefits, don't give them workman's compensation, give them nothing. So they're liars, they're cheaters, and they're basically harming the very people that they want to come across those open borders. So anyone for open borders is a criminal. Period. You don't have a country if you don't have a border. Period. Look at what happened to Europe. I'm not sure Europe can actually be redeemed at this point. So, and just look at Britain. 40 knife stabbings a day in London, and nothing happens because they have what? An Islamic fascist Muslim mayor who says that's just part of the migrant immigration integration process. Don't worry, you just have to get stabbed 100 times a day. What does it matter? 40 people are stabbed with knives a day. So what does he do? He makes it illegal for you to own a knife. And then he put boxes on the streets where the British citizens have to deposit their knives. And all of those boxes are then taken down by the migrants, and they take the knife. So
they're not migrants, they're invaders. They're George Soros paid invaders, and stop calling them migrants.
We are arming the invaders. And now it just doesn't stop. Britain may be completely lost, and that's okay, because maybe they need to be lost.
No, it's not, because we got to keep working for our friends over there. And, they've been bullied for centuries by this British monarch, and we're showing you that it's the British monarch that has got its sticky little lizard fingers. Do lizards have fingers? They have, they're kind of like that. Yeah. They've got it all over this overthrow of Donald Trump. This gives Americans good reason to go in and take care of this whole Windsor Castle situation. There are words that I could use that I won't because we're on YouTube, but we need to clear it up. The Brits, the patriots on the street, they can only do so much. They have been stripped of their guns. They're stripped of their words. They don't have any way to fight this beast. We need to go in there. Donald Trump, we need to go in there and help the British people.
The British have killed free speech. The British have killed freedom. The British have killed what we call citizens' rights and unalienable rights here in America. But when you say
British, who are you talking about? You're not talking about Nigel Farage.
No.
You're talking about these globalists that have infiltrated and worked with the Queen and the Privy Council to essentially roll out Cecil Rhodes' plan to take over the world. And I know that sounds crazy, but there are a lot of things that sound crazy to you, and that's deliberately done so that you won't voice your opinion. For example, they say, oh my gosh, we couldn't jail all these people. We'll never be able to take Hillary down. Yes, we can. We won. We helped the whole world win. Or at least that's what the history books tell us. World War II, World War I. We love freedom. We love liberty, and we will fight. And I say that because, my ancestors go all the way back to the Revolutionary War. We weren't quitters. The only people that lose are the quitters. So Americans can stand up, and as we fight for our freedom from these globalists, it helps to free anyone everywhere in the world because we dismantle their clutches. Their lizard fingers all over us, and it frees other people.
So true, Betsy, so true. And let me just put this in perspective for you. Washington District of Crime. At one point, some years ago, they checked into how many people in Congress have a domestic and illegal alien living in their house, taking care of their children, cooking for them, cleaning their house. Guess what the number is? 40%.
And was that
slaves.
Was that before or after they told you how many dual citizens we have in our Congress.
I say if you're a dual citizen, you can't run for any political office.
Well, if states have the right to decide what they want, but I'm talking about the federal level. They have no business. They have a conflict of interest. They should be registered as foreign agents.
And these people who support this slavery, because this is nothing more than modern slavery, sanctuary cities are nothing more than giving weapons and empowering this invasion of America and basically giving away our citizenship rights. I mean, the Congress just voted that illegal aliens can vote. Okay, they passed that. Illegal aliens can vote in this country. That's what they need for the next 2020 election. They literally put it and they passed it. But these are people who keep slaves in their house and they call them domestics. These are people who believe in sanctuary cities and let murderers back out on the street to murder more citizens, and then let that murderer, literally now, according to Bernie Sanders, he wants those felons and those murderers to be able to vote from jail, even if they're not citizens. But then remember, he has an illegal alien running his campaign, and he's against the bankers, but he takes money from them, and he's against all of this globalism, supposedly. No, his number one donor is George Soros. So what we're dealing with here is Trump is saying, why don't we just send you what you say you want to show that you don't want it? It's just like when he pointed out the hypocrisy of the Democrats saying walls are immoral, no walls, and then he goes to every one of their homes. People go to every one of their homes and show you the biggest walls around. These people are liars, cheaters. They're promoting slavery. They're killing people with the drugs coming across the border. And if you say you're for open borders, then you are not an American, because we don't have an America if we don't have a border. Period. 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 No more discussion. If you don't want borders, get out of our country because you're an enemy, and at least maybe we can know that then you're in a foreign country trying to attack us. But if you go to Britain, Canada, Australia, or New Zealand, we'll know also you're our enemy, because the Five Eyes needs to end. And we need to end open borders, and we need to let the Democrats literally, we need to put some MS-13 members in some of Pelosi's properties.
Oh, don't worry. They'll find their way there because the borders are open, and they will be open to her house because there will be invaders. If everybody's going to gather in these sanctuary cities, nothing will be safe, even for these political people.
And they are being paid. If you don't think they're being paid, how do they get the tens of millions, hundreds of millions of dollars in their account working in Congress? Think that through. Not possible. And so we got to stop listening to them, and we have to stop using stupid logic. It's not logic. No border, no country. It's as simple as that. You don't want a border. You don't want a country. You can't hold a political position, especially if you're a dual citizen and or you have a domestic in your house illegally, which, as we know, from the recent, and this was not comprehensive, 40% of these people are criminals with illegal aliens in their house. Unbelievable.